Hello there everyone, welcome to Rupawahini News live on national television.
Hello there, I'm Daphne Charles.
And I'm Dushan Vaz. First take a look at the headlines. The President said that people's representatives should serve the country irrespective of political party differences. The Hindu newspaper said that India should never support a resolution against Sri Lanka. The UPFA reiterated that it is not willing to betray the country's sovereignty and integrity. Thousands of people staged countrywide demonstrations protesting against the Geneva conspiracy. The French President stressed the need of taking united action against terrorism.
Now for those and other stories in detail. India's renowned newspaper, The Hindu, says that the Indian government should not extend its support to the US resolution against Sri Lanka under the pressure of Tamil Nadu political parties. The newspaper points out that what is ironic is the resolution of the US and European countries against Sri Lanka, which do not have a good record on human rights themselves. The Hindu newspaper says that a country's foreign policy should be dictated by long-term national interest. The government of the day should not be swayed by the dictates of a coalition politics or narrow interest, and definitely not by the emotions stirred up by regional parties. The Hindu newspaper added, "Let us not forget that friendly neighbour Sri Lanka has been able to win a prolonged war carried out by a brutal terrorist organisation. It has caused untold misery to a whole generation of citizens. Intimidation, terror and mayhem marked the OTT's language." The Hindu newspaper pointed out that a Prime Minister of India was assassinated by the Tiger organisation. The Hindu newspaper called upon the Indian government to desist from voting against Sri Lanka at the Geneva Human Rights Council without falling prey to internal political pressure.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that people's representatives should use the opportunity to serve the country irrespective of political party differences. Addressing the Puttalam District Committee meeting, the President said that the inviting of all government and opposition members for the Development Committee meeting is aimed at developing the country with a true objective. The meeting was held at the Cooperative Hall in Madampe today. Special attention was focused on tackling the drinking water shortage in the district, and the President issued instructions to officials to further develop the Palavi water supply scheme being implemented with the Asian Development Bank assistance. It has been proposed to expedite the road development projects in Udaipur area as well. Discussions were centered on the damage caused to coastal system due to using of tractors to pull fishing nets in the fisheries industry and the problems faced in the prawn cultivation. People's representatives noted that the Karuvalo Gaswava farmers have been deprived of lands for Chena cultivations due to Tabbo Wava Sanctuary. The President directed the officials to provide lands of the people for cultivations without any obstacles. A decision has been taken to provide jobs for all graduates in the district in the future. While inquiring into the progress of the Dadru project, the President focused his attention on settling several problems in this area. He reiterated that everyone should extend their support for country's development process. President Mahinda Rajapaksa added that we are not ready to allow foreign interferences into the country at a time where the country is moving towards development, establishing amity and harmony among all communities. He said that he will not hesitate to fulfill his responsibility to the country at this decisive moment. As people's representatives have more responsibility today as politicians. People are looking at the conduct and the day-to-day activities of the politicians. Even the media had diverted the attention of the whole country towards the actions of MPs as well as towards certain incidents very clearly. Therefore, he called upon people's representatives to clearly understand about their responsibilities and to conduct themselves, setting an example to others. He expressed the belief that these members will act without giving an opportunity to others to point a finger at them. They should conduct themselves in an exemplary manner. Ministers Basil Rajapaksa, Milroy Fernando, Priyanka Rajaratne, Bandula Gunawardhan, Janaka Bandarathinakund, Dashrita Tissera, Johnston Fernando, Chief Minister of the Northwest Defence Atul Singh, several people's representatives and government officials were present at the occasion.
UPFA leaders reiterate that they will not betray the country's sovereignty and integrity. They pointed out that the Sri Lankan government is protesting against the US resolution before the UN Human Rights Council due to a policy reason. The UN cannot move resolutions damaging the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Addressing a media conference in Colombo today, UPFA leaders said that imperialists were trying to invade Asia owing to the collapse of the Western economy. The General Secretary of the SLFP, Minister Maithripala Sirisena, said that they will take any possible action to move the country forward as a government of Sri Lanka on behalf of the noble motherland. Under the leadership of Mahinda Rajapaksa, they will do everything to protect the country in the face of any local or foreign powers or pressures, internally or externally. He added that the task of moving the country forward in a peaceful environment as an independent Buddhist country with a strong economy will be continued. The Secretary of the JHU, Minister Patali Champikaranavaka, said that this government, headed by President Mahinda Rajapaksa, will only bow down to a legal framework based on justice and equality, even if justice or strength gained victorious in Geneva. Leader of the National Freedom Front, Vimal Veeravansa, noted that thousands of people took to the streets and proved as to what was the objective of the United States and other countries. We're not bowing down to that target. This message was given by millions of Sri Lankans to the whole world, he said. President of the Communist Party of Sri Lanka, Minister Dew Gunasekara, said that Western countries and the UN have a political objective. They had tried to intervene into internal conflicts of the country. They have made an attempt to send UN troops to the island. The main reason for their concern was that they have not been given to fulfill these two aspects. The General Secretary of the UPFA, Susil Premajayantha, said that Sri Lanka is an independent country with sovereignty and integrity. All Sri Lankans have a right to protect against any foreign interference into the integrity or sovereignty of the state. They should protest against it, shedding all racial, political or religious differences. People of this country are now displaying their unity. He said that political parties or politicians and others who have not been involved in this program now have the opportunity to join hands with the government even at this final moment.
Countrywide protest demonstrations were held today as well against the Geneva Human Rights Conspiracy. The demonstrations called upon everyone to be united to protect the sovereignty of the motherland, irrespective of racial, religious and political party differences. The National Sangha Council has organized a protest march this morning. The participants handed over a memorandum to the Indian High Commission urging them to extend their support to Sri Lanka at the Geneva Human Rights Council. A protest demonstration organized by the Sri Lanka United Tamil National Alliance and National Fisheries Federation was held opposite the US Embassy. A memorandum was handed over to the embassy urging the US authorities not to deprive Sri Lanka of freedom gained by the country. A large number of people, including Tamils in the northeast, took part at the demonstration. A protest demonstration organized by Lake House was held at Lake House Roundabout with the participation of its employees, including Chairman Bamtula Padmakumara and Board of Directors. A protest march organized by the Female Lawyers Association against the Geneva conspiracy was held today. They marched up to the US Embassy from Colfax roundabout. They also handed over a memorandum to the embassy officers.
Adhisthana Puja and all-night Pirit chanting ceremonies were held in all Buddhist temples countrywide, invoking blessings on the President, the country and the people. A religious ceremony was held yesterday afternoon at the Ruwanvali Mahasaya temple to invoke blessings on the President and the country to overcome foreign challenges before Sri Lanka. Chief priest of the temple, the Venerable Pallegama Hemaratana Thera, conducted religious observances. A Pirit chanting ceremony to invoke blessings on the President and the people was held at the Ruwanvali Mahasaya. The members of the Mahasangha chanted Seth Pirit at the historic Mirisavita Chaitya premises under the patronage of the chief priest, the Venerable Itala Vatunubave Jnanatilaka Thera. An all-night Pirit chanting ceremony to invoke blessings on the country was held at the Sri Dalada Maligava in Kandy last night. The Mahanak of the Askiriya chapter has organized the religious ceremony. The Venerable Urulavat Dhamma Rakita Thera has organized a Pirit chanting at the historic Mahayangana Raja Mahaviharaya. Religious observances, including an Adhisthana Puja, was held at the Katharagama Kirivehara. An all-night Pirit chanting ceremony was also held. An Adhisthana Puja was held at Badulla Mutyangana Raja Mahaviharaya. Meanwhile, an Adhisthana Puja and Pirit chanting ceremony was held at the Seruvavila Mangala Raja Mahaviharaya.
Meanwhile, a Satyagraha campaign began at the Colombo Fort railway station with the participation of the members of the Mahasangha, scholars and the large number of people praying for the defeat of foreign powers against Sri Lanka. Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa took part at the Satyagraha this evening. The National Rights Conference, comprised of several national organizations, has organized the Satyagraha campaign. The members of the Mahasangha said that any enemy power could be defeated by taking action with determination. Members of Patriotic Bhikkhu Front, Ruhun Rata and Thunghele National Organization are taking part at this campaign. The Director General of the Centre for National Security, Lakshman Hulugal, attended the launch of the campaign. The organizers said that the Satyagraha will continue till the 24th of this month. Stay tuned for more local stories.